Greetings, Dennis Daniels here. I got an email from my name's Dennis actually. Got an email from a fellow Moodle user and wanted a little more explanation on what I'm trying to do. Here is my explanation of what I would like to see in the classroom. I'm using a very basic diagram. It's not formal UML. Before you start complaining it's not formal UML, I know it's not. You've got, in my mind, you have four basic elements at work. You've got the teacher and the student. You've got the database module and the quiz module. And the teacher would create a standards-based questionnaire or form or test, something that looks like a test or just questions. For example, here's one. Let's go to one where I've already created. I'm not logged in, am I? Nope, I'm not logged in. So let me log in. Okay, now here's the Animal Farm database. There should be at least one question in here. Two. Okay, so here's the data. Here's some of the output, sample output. And let's go ahead and add an entry so I can show you what it looks like. Now it's very simple. The student would write a question about the text. It could be about Animal Farm, it could be about chemistry, it could be about geography, whatever. And whatever the standard, so if they're 9th grade, 10th grade, 12th grade, 4th grade, doesn't matter, each one of these, the students would be creating a question, evaluating the question for the standards. They have to understand the standards, which is already higher level synthesis and critical thinking, and just being able to discuss these elements with the students already makes them far more cognizant of what is required of them. Very few, in my experience, unfortunately, very few teachers actually discussed what these standards meant in terms of what it meant in the tests that the students are required to take. The question itself, the student wrote the question, the student evaluates the type of question, evaluates whether it's difficulty, and if they know the answer, it's not required, if they know the answer, then they submit it. So that's where the teacher has created the form. The students fill out the form. The teacher evaluates the database input. So we go back as the teacher, and we're going to view the list. Now I haven't figured out an easy way. I don't know if it actually even exists. The database itself it's kind of clumsy. There's no easy way for me to say this is a good question. I haven't found a UI that will allow me to say that, or mark it to say this is a question I want to reuse. The multiple choice, or rather the the checkbox handling is very awkward. The export to Excel is kind of not very easy to reuse, but here it is. Here's the data. So, as a teacher, I evaluate the input. I'd like to have some sort of way of commenting and get other students to comment on this, on other students' questions, so the questions, everybody's on the same page about the kinds of questions that people are asking, which generates even more discussion in the classroom and generates lots more questions that will not be answered in multiple choice or short answer. These will be the root of many short answer and essay questions. So we go back to our diagram. The students receive feedback somehow. Don't know how the database is going to, I need to rework this to make it work so I can provide feedback to the students. Then I take the database input and convert it into a quiz. Now again, if I export this, I'll export the whole thing and let's see what it does. See, I can't view it. It's not like Zoho or Google docs. So I have to export it, and then hopefully, let's see if it opens. Yep, I'm going to open it with Open Office. Tick tock, tick tock. Downloads complete. Hopefully Open Office is smart enough to open. Yep, there it goes. Tick tock. Wow. Extraordinarily slow. Too slow. So, open the database, convert it into the quiz. So we go back to this particular course, and we take the database information and then convert it. We take these and convert all of these questions. Here's the questions. That's not good. I don't want any of that HTML in there. I do want these standards, so these all need to be included so that students and teachers and everybody knows what standard is being tested, the question difficulty, and if there is an answer, put that around brackets so that that would be the answer. If there is no answer, then going back to the diagram, students have taken the quiz. The teacher reviews the quiz answers. If they just hit it right on the mark and say Joseph Stalin or World War II, then the quiz is evaluated and they get the results very quickly. Either way, the teacher reviews the quiz answers and then takes those student answers. So, for example, if somebody uses it says after World War II or during World War II, or if they use Joseph Stalin's full name, or if they get kind of close and say something like a full sentence, Joseph Stalin was the topic of, let's see, what was the question? Criticize primarily which world leader. Okay, well, that's Joseph Stalin. So a student might say something like, Orwell criticizes Joseph Stalin. That is a perfectly good answer, and then that would be incorporated back into the student answers would be incorporated back into the quiz database, and that then would be reused again and again by the teacher and the school. I mean, this has enormous potential to put quiz manufacturing companies out of business. Schools in California spend hundreds of millions of dollars on software to generate quizzes that are nowhere near as good as the student questions asked in the classroom. Why aren't teachers capturing that? Why isn't administrations capturing that? Why isn't Moodle capturing that? Thanks for watching.